The year, 1892, in New Orleans, Louisiana. After the end of Reconstruction, Southern states began passing laws to reinforce racial segregation. These laws were called the Jim Crow laws. One of them, the Separate Car Act, required blacks and whites to sit in different train cars. The law claimed that it was separate but equal, but one man decided to challenge that law.
My name is Plessy. I'm a citizen of Louisiana, a shoemaker by trade, and by law, I'm considered colored, though I'm 7/8 white and only 1/8 black. I volunteered for the Citizens Committee to test this law. We planned it. I bought a first-class ticket and boarded a whites-only train car. Although the conductor was part black, they arrested me and charged me under the Separate Car Act.
Plessy's case was deliberate. After his case was denied by the Louisiana judge, John Ferguson, the fight moved all the way to the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court of the United States.
Court is now in session. This is a case of Homer Adolph Plessy versus the state of Louisiana. Mr. Plessy, may you present your argument?
Your Honor, this law is a direct assault on the 13th and 14th Amendments. The 13th did more than end slavery. It ended the badges of servitude, the customs and laws designed to brand a whole race of people inferior. This Separate Car Act is such a badge, it does not merely separate the means. Furthermore, the 14th Amendment guarantees all citizens equal protection under the law. What is this equality from the state of Louisiana but a thin disguise for injustice? How can the law be equal if it creates a ruling class and a subject class for birth?
Your Honor, Mr. Plessy speaks of motion. I will speak of law. The state of Louisiana has a right under its police powers to make reasonable regulations to promote public comfort and preserve the public peace. This law is reasonable. It does not suggest anyone's inferior. It merely provides separate but equal accommodations to maintain social order, a custom known and accepted by all. No rights are violated.
Reasonable? Your Honor, the only reason this is debated is because the group being targeted is the one this nation has historically oppressed. Let us be honest. This law's true purpose is not to keep white people out of black cars, but to keep black people out of white cars. Imagine if the state required all blue-eyed citizens to ride in a separate car. Would we not see it instantly as an arbitrary and tyrannical use of power? The state has no right to assign its citizens to public spaces based on the color of their skin.
The Constitution ensures legal and political equality, not social equality. The government cannot force the integration of races against the established traditions of the people. If Mr. Plessy feels a sense of inferiority from the law, that is an unfortunate construction he chooses to place upon it. The law itself does not create that feeling, his perception does.
Order in the court! Order in the court! This court has made its decision. We rule in favor of the state of Louisiana, 7-1. We uphold the doctrine of separate but equal.
What?
The 14th Amendment was not intended to abolish distinctions based upon color or to enforce social inequality. Laws requiring the separation of the races do not necessarily imply the inferiority of either race. If one race be inferior to the other socially, the Constitution of the United States cannot put them upon the same plane. We find that the Separate Car Act is a reasonable regulation, and we do not find that it violates your constitutional rights. This judgment is affirmed.
With that ruling, segregation became the law of the land. Across America, the Jim Crow law spread, directing every aspect of life, from separate schools and the hospitals to separate restaurants and theaters, and even separate Bibles for swearing oaths in court. Only one man on the court dissented, Justice John Marshall Harlan. He argued passionately that the majority was ignored in the true meaning of the law.
We lost, but we planted a seed. It took 58 long years, but the seed grew. In 1954, in the case of Brown v. Board of Education, the Supreme Court would finally say what we said all along. Separate is inherently unequal. I stood up to say, I belong.
The law was upheld, but the law was flawed.
And justice, though delayed, found its way. May we never forget the cost of silence and the power of courage.